Okay, we are live and Jarod has a new location. I hope we'll be able to hear you fine. So I'm super curious because we didn't get to do the coaching last week. We had
Yeah.
some extra work. So do you want to give us a quick rundown on what's been happening during these 2 weeks and where you're at right now?
Yeah. So the past 2 weeks have been eating pretty consistently off plan, um, and just kind of doing whatever I want. And work's just been a lot, and I kind of just fucked off for a couple weeks. Yeah. So right now I'm fasting, but yeah, that's pretty much where we've been for the past couple weeks.
Why?
I'm not. I mean, I did it a few times, and then I was like, I really don't care. I'll get back on track very quickly. So I didn't like judge myself about it too much, and um, yeah, it just kind of kept going on for a while. I've been feeling pretty sick too, so I think that I don't know. I just kind of been not feeling my best. So I was just like, whatever. I'm gonna just be off track for a while and get right back on it when I want to.
Right. I think I went through this well when I started. It's like this knowing that I can do it and that I can get back on track whenever I choose to and then choose not to.
Mm-hmm.
Does that feel like it's true?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why would you choose to not eat the way that you want to eat? Because you have
I
been
guess I.
doing good for probably 3 weeks or 4 weeks with your diet now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably been like a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess I just felt like like you said, feel confident enough that I can get back on track very quickly, a lot better than I used to be able to. And I just decided to just cut loose for a while. Why would I make that decision? I guess I chose in that experience that that's how I wanted to eat for a short time, and just made peace with it and said it is what it is, and just knowing that full well that my next step forward is kind of going back into like a going back to basics with just pretty much eating as like a strict carnivore diet as possible, with like kind of like what I did for 9 months pretty well. um and yeah, because I enjoyed that. It was simple, and it was easy to stay consistent with. It was, it was easy because you cut off a lot on the table and you just establish what you're going to eat. And so I think that's what I want to do again going forward.
So what was it that you? What was the first thing that happened when you started eating off plan now?
The first thing was probably eating. I think it's probably been just since I've been including basically some forms of sugar here and there, like with the sauces and the barbecue sauces over time. That's stuff that I used to not do, but I just kind of got comfortable, I guess. So I think since I started eating that more consistently, that started like flaring up more desire to go out further out of bounds. And so probably the thing that switched me off the most, or switched me on to just jump off, was when I bought me and my boss and his wife like a half a dozen of these like gourmet cookies. And that's the first thing I had eaten off plan, like majorly off plan in a while. Because I was like, oh, I'm doing something nice. We're all working, so this will be a nice pick me up, and blah, blah, blah. This is a place that we've been talking about going for a long time, but just never made it happen. So it's right across the street. Why not? Um, and yeah, and then from then on out, I kind of just fucked off in the wind for a while, and was working a lot of doubles, wasn't feeling that great. So I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna ease off a little bit and just chill. And yeah, I've been still remaining active, working out almost every other day. Um, Staying, trying to. I'm not letting like me making, what's the word? like negotiations with my diet. I'm not like developing a big giant guilty mindset about it. I'm still like moving forward in my life and not letting that get the best of me. So yeah, I guess that's a little bit where we're at.
Mm-hmm. This is very interesting. So you think that by including things like barbecue sauce, etc., in your diet, that is what just like opening the floodgates for you to want to just include other shit?
It's just like since I started making a little bit of negotiations, it's easier to make other negotiations, I suppose. Whereas before, when I was more strict about it, it was, you know, a
But
lot
is
easier
this
to.
some negotiation then? Because I think we had decided that those like having sauce when you're actually eating something out at certain places, that's okay, but you're not doing it at home.
Hmm.
Wasn't that what we decided?
Yeah,
So why are
but then I
we?
just
Where are we negotiating?
because I decided to do something different than what I said I was going to do.
Mm-hmm. Why? Why do you allow yourself to do that?
Because I wanted to. I wanted to experience things that I've experienced before, and I wanted to go against what I really want to do.
So you're like, I wanted to, but actually you didn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm still kind of a little bit confused here. Like we had a plan,
Hmm.
or you had a plan, and it's okay to have barbecue sauce at certain times. And then it's like we're using that as a justification to start negotiating in other areas. What's different between just because barbecue sauce isn't technically carnivore, what's the difference between that and having that? Why would that open up for negotiations?
I guess I just got comfortable with it. Like, I guess maybe I wasn't ready to start doing that. Maybe I should have stuck to what I originally did. So,
But now you're looking for something external to change the circumstance for you. You're like, if I had done it that way, then I would have been more successful. Do you
probably,
think
yeah.
that's true?
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. I think you would have found something else to use as a justification for doing it.
What do you mean?
Because now you're using the barbecue sauce or whatever. Like I'm having some of this in my diet anyway, so now I can negotiate. And I think you would have found something else to blame so that you could have started negotiating with yourself. Because the problem here is not the barbecue sauce. The problem is how you're thinking about it.
Probably, yeah. It's my thought process.
And brains are very, very clever. So if we don't have the barbecue sauce, it would have come up with something else.
What is that? You broke up.
I said if we hadn't had the barbecue sauce in your diet, they would have come up with something else to blame. Probably.
Probably.
Oh, we've been really good for 4 weeks now, so a few cookies. It's not gonna matter so much. Maybe.
Oh, I mean, there's pretty much infinite excuses or reasons they could come up with that are pretty seductive.
So, could you have bought the cookies for just your boss and his wife, and not had any cookies?
For sure.
But
But I wanted to experience it too, which is the real reason I probably bought it. Had nothing to do with them. It was more so about me. But yeah, I thought, well, this is a good side benefit. I'm being nice to other people. I wasn't doing it just because I wanted to do something nice for them.
so that's kind of good to know. Were you aware of that at the time
What do you mean?
when you bought the cookies? Was it like, yeah, I really want them, and now I can be nice to them too?
Yeah, that was definitely the first thought that ran across my mind. And I really grabbed
Okay.
onto that. Yeah,
So you were.
absolutely.
Okay, so that's good. It's the first step. At this point, were you like, fuck it, we're just gonna do it? Or did
Yeah.
you think, man, I probably shouldn't?
I'm sure there was fleeting blips of that popping up, but I wasn't really actively looking to listen to that part.
Okay. So would you have liked to handle this differently?
Yeah.
Go to that place. How would you have liked to
Okay.
handle it?
Just looked at it as another craving and just went on with my life.
Mhm. And what's the difficulty with doing that?
It's not difficult. It's not very difficult at all, actually.
But you have the answers here. I don't have them. Like, it's actually
Which,
quite easy to do, but I allowed myself to be in fuck it mode.
yes. Which is something we're primarily trying to stay away from.
So what was the main driver behind this to get you to go into fuck it mode?
My main driver. That's I'm not exactly sure how to answer that besides just because it's what I've done a lot in the past, and it was just another easy decision to make. So I don't know. I guess the simplicity of it, the easiness in making that decision.
So on one hand, it's really easy for you to get into the fuck it mode and do it. And you also know that it's very easy to actually just treat it as another craving.
Yeah, they're both easy decisions. It's, when you think about it that way, yeah.
So what made you flip? Or what could make you flip back?
I guess just understanding that I can change how I look at something very quickly, and let's see. I don't know. Just try to sit with it for a while before even going back and forth with anything, and just kind of look at it. Try to look at it as more of an abstraction than like a concrete idea or a concrete desire or something. Just kind of try to break it down. What's going on in the brain?
Yeah, you could do that, but that's almost like saying I mean, that is exactly what you're doing when you're allowing yourself to have the craving. So it's like there is a resistance to doing that somewhere in there.
Yeah, for sure. I guess there is. There has to be. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this with you.
Mm. So the next time you're in, I'm gonna keep calling it fuck it mode now.
It's a good descriptive term.
Yeah, everyone knows what we mean.
Yep.
Once you get into fuck it mode, it's just like you don't care anymore about
Right.
all the plans you had, everything that you want to achieve, because you are in fuck it mode.
Right.
How can we pull ourselves out of fuck it mode before we actually go and take the action of buying those cookies and eating them?
Um, I think it just addressing thoughts that want to point you in that general direction as early as possible, and really start to dissect them before you allow yourself to continue thinking about them more and more, giving more energy to it. Early detection, I think, is an important thing, like they say about
Did
breast
you
cancer.
find a good power sentence? I know we've talked about that. I just can't remember if you found a good short one.
No, I haven't used anything consistently any type of way.
Okay, let's do that. What could that be?
I guess I could ask the question, who's really in control right now? And allow that to blossom into a trigger that deepens my awareness of what's actually going on in my head, instead of just allowing things to just kind of pop in and giving them as much power as I usually do.
Yeah, that's a good start. I think we need to go deeper from there. Like, not just like ask who's in control. We need to go to you desiring to be in control and find something that you can tell yourself in the moment that will help with that.
Just I'm in
How much?
control.
Yeah, but how much do you want to be in control?
I don't know. It's like how much I want to. It's just a matter of just knowing that I am in control.
Yeah, but you haven't been for the last 2 weeks.
I think I've been in control, but I've been controlling it in a way that I don't want to be.
Yeah, but we want the prefrontal cortex to be in control.
Yes.
And if we're asking the prefrontal cortex, would you have liked to eat the way that you ate for the last 2 weeks? For the last 2 weeks, it would say no. I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah.
Like, how much do you want to be in control? How much do you want to be the Jarod that we spoke about several weeks ago? The one that is in control of his life and that can show other people how to do this. Like, I'm Superman. I can just do this. I can get the results in my life that I want because I am in control. I know what I'm doing. I'm choosing to do things just because it makes me feel good long term.
Yeah, that's the number one goal. But it's really simple to let yourself get off track.
It's also very simple for you to stay on track. You just told me. It's easy to do.
Yeah, it's just a matter of focus.
So when you say, like, I'm in control, do you believe that?
I do believe it if I actually pay attention to myself, reminding myself, because that's worked in the past. But it's just a matter of doing that to bring that awareness.
So what about I'm in control 100% of the time?
Yeah, that's pretty powerful.
So what if we can start believing and living into that?
Yeah, there needs to be some sort of repeated use of that phrase or that understanding multiple times a day to just really get it installed.
Yeah.
The more I spend time on that, the more my brain will start to integrate it.
And that's going to be your homework. That's going to be the focus for the next week, to think this thought over and over again.
Right.
So let's explore that thought a little bit, because you need to convince yourself that this is actually true. So how is it true that you are in control 100% of the time?
How is it true that I'm in control 100% of the time? Because your choices will reflect that if you actually live that up, which is possible. So I have to actually live it as well in order for it to be made manifest.
That sounds like not said, how is it true? And you're like, I have to live it for it to manifest. What if you decide I am living it? Full stop. No ifs and buts and so on. I'm living it.
Yeah, just go ahead and just own it the way that it is, and yeah, everything else will follow with it.
But if
You're
you're
more
doing
direct
this
like
week,
that.
just focus on that. Okay, I'm going to go out in the world and I'm going to live it for a week. I'm going to be in control. Every single decision that I make will be a very well thought through decision that I'm making. And I'm going to just live it, and I'm going to be in control 100% of the time.
That does sound like a lot better place to go with than what I was probably going to do. So,
where are you going to go?
say what?
Where were you going to go?
What do you? No, I mean, like, it's better than what I would have probably done this week to in order to make my situation better as quickly as possible mentally.
Yeah. Well, how can you start living it? Tell me about that.
Well, I guess you really just have to get back into like full-fledged just addressing craving mode and just running them through the truth discerner portion of your brain and see if it holds up with what you really want to do.
Yeah, and it's quite easy to do.
It is. It's something that can be resolved very quickly in your brain as far as getting this done with very little energy or, just input.
What else? Because you're in control 100% of the time. So this is every area of your life.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Every area,
can you
correct.
do?
I mean, I know that I need to be more precise with my time when I'm allowing myself to give myself my time to, because when I really nail it in and write down, hey, this is what I want to get done today, and these are the time frames that I want to set aside to do them, then I'm very much controlling what time I have available outside of extraneous circumstances. So it's a twofold thing. I need to write down what I want to get accomplished in a day, which is like what my true self wants. I need to record something in the physical world that says, hey, this is what I want you to do the next day to improve and become closer to what I've envisioned, blah, blah, blah. And then I need to actually look at my calendar and like my application and be like, these are my free times. I'm going to carve this out to get what I said I wanted to get done in these very specific time frames, and then go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then
so we're going to do that for the next week.
Yes.
Every single day for 7 days, you're going to try and just do this for this week and see what's going to happen after the week, how that feels.
Right.
This is an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
This week is all about being in control 100% of the time of everything. We're going to feel every single craving. You're going to be very precise with the time and decide how you want to spend your time. So you're going to write it down, plan it out, follow your plan.
Yes.
What else?
Well, those two are a very good concrete start, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to overload it, but those are very,
Oh yes, we're gonna overload it because you're gonna do this 100% of the time. So it means 24 hours per day. It's
do you have any
every area of your life.
Do you have any suggestions then?
Well, at work, maybe it's a big
part
of a chunk. Your work is a big chunk of. Do we need to decide anything there?
I just think that I should get into the somewhat of a focused habit of prepping for when I leave and different things as far as food and drinks and how I want to refresh myself or fill my nutritional needs while I'm on the go, and can't I can't things that help, like tools and practices that help me make it easier for me to stay in control all the time. Just just to make the process simpler. I need to make little hacks, probably for work like those, and include those in my lists when I write the night before. Like, hey, when I go to work, this is what I want to try to do nutritionally. I either want to fast or I want to bring something that's going to be on plan. And depending on what I'm doing in my fitness slash whatever type of journey I'm on. And so that's a couple things for work that you can do right now, or I can do right now.
What about interactions with other people?
So it's interesting. I actually went to like a bar the other night, and everyone's around me drinking and blah blah blah, and I just got like a club soda, like just the sparkling water, and with like the lemon and the lime. And everyone's like smoking cigarettes around me, and everyone doing it's like one of those loose places where you can smoke inside, and drinking, have a good time. This chick was like overtly hitting on me, like hard, like making it pretty damn clear, like her intention with what she wanted of me. I'm just like, smiling, being friendly, not being a dick or anything, but it's like I'm okay. I don't go out much, but I had the inkling to interact with others more so than I normally do. And I also thought it would be funny just to go into a place and, not drink alcohol where the majority of people there are, and doing things like that. And it was fun. It was hilarious. But I'm trying to figure out how that was attached to whatever you asked. But
I think something that you said that was interesting is that you said that you wanted to go in and not drink alcohol and see what that's like.
right.
I mean, what if we can apply that to everything? Like, I want to be the person that I'm aiming to be and see what that's like. Like that curiosity. I love curiosity because that makes us explore, want to do things.
Yeah, curiosity makes us want to go deeper.
But the reason I ask about other people is because I know that you have a lot of people pleasing and doing things for other people because you think that they want you to behave a certain way. Is that
Sure.
something that you need to think about this week?
Well, I know who I'm going to primarily be around the most. So as long as I just, have certain things set up already, parameters that are in place when I go with certain people, then, as long as I have a system in place for the situations that I'm most likely going to occur, and a general broad spectrum about what's going to happen in similar situations if they just randomly pop up, something that I can't control, then, it should be fairly easy to execute.
Okay.
I think the time plotting and the writing of the routine is going to probably be a pretty good breakthrough area type thing in control.
Okay. So if you look back to, let's say, just the last 7 days, where have you chosen to not be in control, other than with the food and maybe how you spend your time? Because we already addressed that.
Probably a good portion of it. Sleeping longer than I probably should. Spending more time on YouTube, not researching things I need to be learning about, studying. So my time's been just pretty much at the mercy of my immediate whims and desires and proclivities. Though I've not been a complete train wreck piece of shit type thing. It's been, fairly productive in other areas too, but just not as sharp as it could be. Not as tight of a ship that I actually want it to be.
And would that be sorted if you managed to write down a plan?
I think it would be just a complete installation of what we were just talking about for the past 15 minutes or so.
Yeah. Okay.
Just a complete mind shift change to this is how I live and stick to it type thing.
So what's the sentence?
I'm in control 100% of the time.
Yes. That should come quick.
Yeah, I have to do a couple repetitions, right away and start getting it installed.
Yeah. So that's all it is about. It's just remind yourself. And I would like you to maybe say, I mean, even set some reminders on your phone popping up throughout the day. Like I'm in control 100% of the time. And when
Hmm.
that comes up, you're just like, yeah, that's true. Just take 5-10 seconds to connect with it and not just read it and swipe it away. Just like,
Hmm.
okay, yeah, this is a reminder. I am in control. How am I in control right now? Just check in with yourself that you are in control right now. So you're not just doing things mindlessly.
Hmm.
You want to have that awareness and do everything that you do throughout this week with intention.
Yeah, exactly. That's that sounds like the secret sauce.
That's the challenge for you.
Yes.
And we're only going to do this intensely for this week. So it's not like I'm telling you to do this for the rest of your life.
No, we're just going to shoot for a 7-day experiment and see where we're at.
Yeah.
I would probably get some good return on my investment on that and probably want to continue it a little bit longer, I'm guessing.
But what it
There's
will
a
do for you is that it will start building that awareness, because you tend to want to go unaware. You are aware. It's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, but now I have the skills. I can go and do this whenever I choose to. I'm just not going to choose to do it now. And it's kind of you're talking yourself into that unawareness, and yeah, it will be fine. So
Right.
I am over the moon that you didn't beat yourself up about it, but you're like at the end of the spectrum. Where it's like, yeah, no problem. We will solve that with time. We're not in a hurry. We'll be fine.
Procrastination. Yeah, procrastination.
Yeah, yeah. So we want to be in the middle.
Yeah,
Where we
balance.
learn from the experiences and not just like, well, it will be fine. I know how to do this.
Yeah.
Because that's also uncomfortable to have to go back and learn from what we did and think about it. And we're going to do it differently the next time. And like, oh, yeah, whatever. I know how to do it. I don't have to do all of that.
Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
complacent.
Yeah, you look a bit guilty.
I do need a good spanking for my misgivings. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really, really easy to do. It's not just you who are doing that.
Right.
But you are very black and white and all or nothing when you're doing things. And we know
Yes.
that.
Kind of a
So
full
I just
throttle
want
or
to,
a dead stop.
yeah, I just want to point it out that that is exactly what you're doing now. So we don't want to bring any of the, I'm a piece of shit stuff in. We don't need that. But
Hmm.
we want to actually open up and look at what happened and sort of implement like what I'm going to do the next time this happens, because it's definitely 100% going to happen again. You're going to
Hmm.
be compelled to buy gourmet cookies or something else. And then your brain is going to be like, okay, let's come up with something, some excuse for why we're
Hmm.
going to do this. Oh, you can always go back later. It's all in the way that you're thinking.
Yeah.
So if you were in control here, what would you be thinking instead?
If I was in control, where?
When when you had the idea you were going to buy some gourmet cookies.
Oh, if I was behaving in an in control fashion, is what you're asking?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what would you have thought instead?
Fully in control would have probably been like, this is 100% another opportunity for you to strengthen your resolve and what you're trying to accomplish with feeling cravings, and just healing your dopaminergic and blah 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 reward system in your brain, giving more power and probably blood flow through the frontal part of the brain than the back bullshit stuff. So use it wisely, be very cognizant of the mental or physical pangs you may experience emotionally, physically, just stuff that is going to probably rock your boat a little bit, and just understand that every single moment that you experience of it is an opportunity and a reason to try to just continue to experience it, because it's going to help you get closer to your actual goal.
And would you be able to think that in that situation right now?
I mean, I came up with it pretty quickly right now, and
Mhm.
so if I really want to dial it in, it's just a matter of continuously refining what I just did into things that I'm familiar with saying. So my brain is more inclined to use that as a valid response to whatever stimulant I'm experiencing, craving wise or whatnot.
Yeah. So gourmet cookies. We should probably get a bag of those. And you're
Yeah.
like, I'm in control 100% of the time. And I know that this is everything that you mentioned, this is what is happening. And this is an opportunity for me to get even stronger.
Mm-hmm. It's an opportunity to move
Just
the
like
needle a
going to
little
the
bit,
gym. Hmm.
just a little bit, but in the better direction of what you normally do.
I think what is happening for you is that right now, excuse me, you have the new neural pathway, which I think that you most of the time are actually using. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then you obviously have the old one. And your brain is
Mm-hmm.
just having intermittent tantrums. And then you make the choice to let it have that tantrum and listen to it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just a struggle for control on those two fronts. It's like a war going on between myself.
So that's good to be aware of, is just knowing my brain is going to have tantrums. My brain is going to come up with all these justifications, and we don't need to listen to it because I'm in control 100% of the time. I get to choose whichever I want to do. Both are easy to do, and one will take me closer to my actual goal, what I want to do.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of which mindset you choose to let yourself be in at any given moment, because your mindset is something that you can just shift instantly into
Yeah,
something better.
yeah, but most of the time, you probably don't even have cravings for a lot of the crap foods that you used to crave. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean they're definitely,
Yeah.
and when I do crave them, I notice them, stirring within me a lot sooner than when the cravings get stronger. So they kind of like lessens their stings, so I'm more
Mm.
aware of what they're like and whatnot. So
Yeah. So you got it. I mean, you have it. You know how to do it.
yeah, because I've done it before. Yeah,
Yeah, many times.
yeah, successfully. So
So it's the world record holder in allowed cravings in a week.
yeah, that was a gnarly week for sure.
Yeah. So it has nothing to do with your skill or anything. It's just that you right now you're choosing to listen to that tantrum brain whenever, well, not whenever, because you probably have more tantrums than just that one. But sometimes when it's having a tantrum, you're still choosing to listen to it. So the danger with that is that every time you do, all you're just going to strengthen the old neural pathway, and it's going
Mm.
to take you longer to get rid of those tantrums. So the more you cannot listen to the tantrums, the quicker you're going to get rid of them.
Yeah, or just listen to them do what they want to do, but not react to them. Just kind of
Yeah.
just let them tire out, and then kill them with kindness, and that's it. So
Yeah, I understand. It's fine. I love you,
move on.
but no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because that's, I mean, on a neurological level, you have had a lot of connections into that neural pathway, and we started pruning those away because we're not using them every day. But when we have a massive tantrum, it's like a massive effort to start building them up again. So you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna probably have more cravings right after you're actually given into it, because now you kind of open that up again, and then you continue for 2 weeks and you just do a lot of damage by continuing to give into cravings and continuing strengthening that. So it's not like you've lost the skill to do it, but you're strengthening this other pathway while you're not strengthening the new one.
Yeah. It's just
So,
like going to the gym for a week, very, very faithfully doing well, and then just fucked off for 2 weeks and just be like, nah, I'm not going. You're just giving your relaxed body, your unfit body, more of a way to just shine again than what it was before,
yeah. So the biggest problem isn't that you just got the gourmet cookies. The biggest problem is that you use that as an excuse to stay off of your
Mm-hmm.
diet for 2
Mm-hmm.
weeks and just
Right.
keep giving in to cravings, giving in. So now you have 2 weeks of practice to give in to cravings.
Yes.
So that's what you're going to be better at.
Mm-hmm. At least more freshly acquainted with.
Yeah. So you just you're taking lots of steps forward, and as I said, you haven't lost the skill, but now it's going to feel much harder again because we practice to not actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're making this so much harder for yourself by allowing yourself to do it for longer periods of time. You had the worksheet. Did you
Mm-hmm.
do it?
No, definitely not.
No.
It
Why
got lost in
not?
the sauce. I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess I just wasn't taking it seriously this short period of time, which
Yeah.
is, just being honest, like I said, I just got kind of, what's the word? I guess full of myself, being like, oh, it's not a big deal. I'm fine. I'll get right back to where I need to be, but I'm just not going to do anything right now. It's fine. So definitely understood where I went wrong and better ways to handle it the next time those certain things happen.
Yeah, so the next time it happens, if it happens, do we really have to go on a 2 week eat whatever you want binge?
No. And there's a concept when you're in different recovery places is just called playing the tape. It's where you play the tape of what you normally do in a situation when you have certain inclinations. You play out what the common scenario ends up being, a very long period of time, just free for all of eating junk food. And you just watch yourself do that and be like, is this really what you want to do again? Is this any form of this what you want to do again? Or do you want to stick to the higher pursuit pathways that you're trying to, implement? So just understanding where the thought or the decision tree branches off to once you start making certain decisions, and just asking yourself if that's really the road you want to go down again. You want to strengthen that road again. So
Yeah. And I know that when you're there, it just feels like relief to just like, okay, well, I'm just not going to think about this for a while. I mean, I have done it many times, don't get me wrong, but it's so unhelpful for you and it slows your progress down a lot.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Versus just falling off and getting on again, it barely slows your progress because if you learn from it, it's just another learning experience that you can employ. So you just reprogram something else in your brain. Okay, now this happened. This is how I can prevent it the next time, and you're ready to go. Everything is fine. That is
Yeah,
really not the biggest problem.
it's just that for some reason I've adopted that behavior pattern of all or nothing mentality. So it's just I really need to break that down, because these things that you think about yourself, they're not really real. They're just, things that you've agreed upon over and over to a point where, because there's a lot of beliefs, the word belief has the word lie right in the middle of it. You can believe things all you want, but there's a lie in there probably, unless you're willing to dig in and see. But that's why the most smart people or the most, advanced, are just, as conscious as you can be be like, I was wrong, or, maybe I need to rethink something. It's the people that get stuck in their ways that, you're just never going to get them to change, and that's fine. But I know that I'm one of those type of people that can, try to be as self-reflective as possible and really get into what I'm feeling, experiencing, and optimize from there,
Yeah.
So.
Another question.
Okay.
Why did you message me?
What do you mean?
When you had fallen off?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this for 2 weeks, and you didn't tell me anything about it. You had several
Uh,
opportunities to tell me what was going on. You didn't.
I just turned off the whole process during that time. After I messaged you and told you that I messed up, I mean, I guess I just decided after that, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to, like I said, just turned off the whole process, and that was it.
You did not message me saying you messed up.
I thought I did. I thought I sent you a message when I bought the cookies, and then that's why you made me want to do the
No.
worksheet. Remember you told me to do a worksheet when I told you?
Well, that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
I thought that was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so was this what happened before then?
What?
The cookies. Did that
That's the same.
happen?
That's the same thing I messaged you about.
Oh, okay. So that was a long time ago. It was before our previous session that we had.
I think it was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I thought this happened right after. Gotcha.
Mm-mm. No.
Okay. But you could still have like, I didn't do it,
I
or
definitely could
I'm
have.
still
Yeah.
off plan.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely could have checked in again, but
Or what's the resistance around that?
I just turned it off. I just turned it off. I went through it back and forth a little bit, and then I just decided I was just going to do whatever I wanted to do. So it was just a very impulsive flip of the switch. And I just put myself into that. Like you said, like you have to live the way that you want to live like the dream way that you want to live your life, but you have to do it right now. So I lived in the opposite direction. Like I fully embraced it, the darkness, I guess you should say.
Did you enjoy the darkness?
Of course. Why wouldn't you? You don't go there unless you get something out of it. But it's not the type of enjoyment I'm wanting. It's not the time of I want the time delayed. Unless you get satisfaction from doing things, but it's more delayed gratification.
Hmm. So that's, I mean, you're like, yeah, of course I enjoy it, but it's not the enjoyment that I want. And do you truly believe that that isn't the enjoyment that you want?
It's yeah. I mean, I know that's what I truly want, but my brain has ways of being like, well, you don't know if that's really what you want, but you know that this stuff will definitely bring you enjoyment, and you're very familiar with it, so it's a safe bet. And you're like, oh yeah, you're right, and then you fuck off. But yeah, I know that's what I truly want, but having not experienced a lot of it in your life, you're more familiar with one. So it's just once again making yourself more aware of what's going on.
Can I give you more homework?
Yeah, load it on.
I want you to write down 20 reasons why you don't want to eat this way.
20 reasons for what?
Why you don't want to eat the way that you've been eating the last 2 weeks. As in 20
Okay.
reasons for why you want to stay on the diet that you've chosen.
Okay, so what's all the homework?
The first one is, well, the first one was address the cravings and just feel them. The second one was to be precise with your time and deciding how you spend your time. And the third one was focused habits of prepping food drinks on the go, make hacks for work. So all of those were within the thinking of I'm in control 100% of the time and practicing that.
Yeah,
And
installing the
then
phrase too,
write down
saying that
20,
phrase a lot in your head.
yeah, and to write down 20 reasons for why you want to eat this way. So you want to
Right.
brainwash yourself into constantly thinking about the benefits of doing this. Because right now you choose to not think about them. It's not like they don't exist, it's just that you don't think about them enough.
Yeah, don't pay attention to them. Yeah. I'm writing all of it down.
Excellent.
And then what the last thing was, oh yeah, the 20 reasons.
Yeah, for why you want to eat this way. Is that a cat?
Where?
I don't know, it's something squeaking in the background.
I think it was some kind of bird. There was a cat here earlier, but she
Okay.
fucked off when I got here.
I was like, what
I'm gonna
is
do.
that?
I'm gonna do 40, but I'm gonna make the thing more broad and just reasons I want to be in control
Uh-huh.
100% of the time. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. We're all like an overachiever.
Yes. Everyone's got.
You're like,
Everyone's got.
all or nothing, I
Everyone
do
needs someone
double.
to hate. I'm
That's
that guy.
perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. Which in this case, I'm fine with it. Let's do it. 40. I
Yeah.
didn't want to overload you, but you did it yourself, so now you're gonna have to live with it.
I have to practice writing more anyway. What I'm trying to get myself into, so might as well just try.
Yeah.
More reps.
Yeah. So it's all gonna be about being in control 100% of the time and re-brainwash yourself. So brainwash yourself into actually thinking about it all the time as well. You need to
Right.
stop thinking
Indoctrinating
about how
myself.
nice the cookies are gonna be. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
cookies are not that nice. What's not freaking nice is to be in control. It's nice to lose weight and keep it off.
Mm-hmm. Lose the
It's
skinny
nice to
gut I
have the
finally
energy
have.
and go on.
Losing the skinny gut that I've had for so many years finally, I genuinely want to do that, have like a more, pleasing to the eye physique, it's something I really, really enjoy. I mean, I'm working out a lot, so I might as well dial in everything and make it as easy process as possible.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna feel bloody good.
Yeah, to finally have something you've been wanting for decades,
Mm-hmm.
and you make it manifest, and then it gives you more drive to do it even at a better degree
Oh
once you see
yes,
those rewards.
absolutely. Yeah. And the thing is with you are not having a problem going to the gym. You're doing all work and then you just eat, and because of the eating you can't even see the results. I mean, you might feel them, you might be strong, but that physique that you want is not there. Just
Yeah, and
because you
I'm not
eat.
putting myself in the right direction by doing that. Just slowing the process
Yeah.
down even more.
And eating or not eating as it is in this case is very, very simple. It doesn't take you any extra time. It's just deciding to do that. And then you're going to get the results that you want. Like, most people will probably find that it's difficult to go to the gym because it takes a lot of time and it's a lot of hard work. And
Mm-hmm.
somehow in your brain, it's worth doing it in the gym, but not quite worth doing with the food.
Or
Can we
just the cravings
transfer
in
that
general.
somehow? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that it's not pleasant to be in the gym all the time. It might feel good after, but while you're there, it's going to hurt, and God knows it's going to be effort. If you're lifting any sort of heavy weights, it's not going to be fun all the time.
No, absolutely not. Especially the last few reps.
Yeah. And you're like, all or nothing, I'm going to do all of the reps. But with the food, I'll do all of the reps in a couple of weeks. It's okay, I know
Yeah,
how to do it.
I waffle around with the food and the cravings. Yeah, gym I'm pretty stuck to, and I don't know. It's a lot easier for me, but I can see why a lot of people would be, the same thing with the gym. But
Yeah. And you say that it's a lot easier for you, but again, you know how to do it. It is easy for you when you're doing it.
mm-hmm.
But you don't have this nagging voice saying, "Ah, we should probably just lay on the sofa rather than go to the gym." Or maybe you do sometimes, like, "Oh, I hear you, but I'm going to
No,
the
I
gym."
definitely have cravings not to go, but they're very, very easy to manage.
Hmm. So that's the only difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I still have the voice. Most people do with everything. But I'm gonna go to the gym. It's my thing. I need to
Mm-hmm.
get fit. This is what I'm doing.
And I think it all draws back to, once again, that this way of training your brain is still I would still consider myself in the noob class of how to do it and whatnot and how to approach it. But once again, I've said this many times in different calls that I believe more in the gym because I know, like, it's just like an understood thing that if you stimulate your muscles to a degree and you go with consistency, you're gonna increase in performance, you're gonna increase in strength, you're gonna increase in the things that you're pursuing, and you know that your body will respond to it.
Yeah.
Whereas with the training and stuff, there's still like I still put black holes in it, or I find holes in it, but I know that they're just me being ignorant and not, just integrating it like I know I can. So I think it's just, once again, understanding how much power you really do gain when you follow the process. Because I have come to that realization, but it's just one of those old pathways that's been pretty, well manicured, you can say.
Absolutely. And I mean, I still have cravings, but it's just like your cravings to not go to the gym. That's my food cravings. Still hear them. I was like, whatever. I don't need to listen to that. That's the beauty of it. And I just want to tell you that it can happen. And I think, like I said, you know how to do it. Now it's just the listening. Which voice are you going to listen to? That's the decision that you need to make.
I definitely have the tools for success, and I know how to use those tools. Yeah, it's just, am I going to do it?
That's just the last step. Like, then once you do that, there's nothing more for you to actually do when it comes to food cravings.
Or cravings in general.
Yeah. That's it. So it's like you're so close, but it looks like you're so far away just because you chose to go off for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But you're not actually any further away. You're just making it harder for yourself.
It's
And
just
you could
literally
make
just
that
executing
decision.
the plan.
Yeah, you could make that decision today. Like, every fucking time I have a craving, I'm going to just listen to the right voice because I am in control 100% of the time. Then you're there. Then we solve the problem. Then you can go out in the world and like, yes, I managed to flip that fucking switch eventually. I start swearing now.
Yeah, it's just a matter of having that system in place and then just running the program, and just it's just a very simple override for when anything comes up in my brain, any type of drama. You just have to does this match what we've been trying to do? No? Okay, so we're just going to feel it. That's it. And we'll keep going until the next thing pops up and we have to look at it. So it's just a matter of keeping our eye on things.
Exactly. Yeah. So lots and lots and lots of awareness this week. You're in control 100% of the time. We're choosing intentionally everything that we're doing. Everywhere.
Writing lists, scheduling time blocks.
Yeah.
Meal prep.
And following it.
Structure.
Because we can write a lot of lists and we can have a lot of structure and then we can just not follow it.
Yeah, just let it rot and fall to pieces like a house of cards.
Yeah. Being in control 100% of the time means that you're going to follow it.
Because that's how I want to control things efficiently and well thought out.
Yeah. Right. You know what to do.
It's a tall order, but it's doable for sure.
It's just a week. We're going to put this massive effort in for a week. And then we have a look at it next week.
Yeah, maybe a millionaire by next week. This may work so well that, hey.
Yeah. Who knows?
I do the meeting with my private jet, but we'll definitely see what happens.
That's perfect.
Ultra focus, ultra instinct mode. So
perfect. Okay, all. Thank you for being here this week. We shall be back next week. I'll see you then. Bye.